Don't you wonder why I'm standing in the middle of this parking lot in North Chicago? Did you know that right here, this was the location of the first Illinois Railway Museum? Can you even hear me? Wait a minute. Is this thing on? Come on, kids. Welcome to North Chicago Discovered Part 4. Let's go. Lost and found. Wrong way. Let's go, kids. Kids, trains, railroads, they play a big part in North Chicago's history. I'm not talking about the Metro train that picks up people every day. Kids, I'm talking big boys like this, rolling in daily to North Chicago in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, bringing in raw materials, picking up products, and on to another city. Let's push further into North Chicago to find evidence of this. Yeah, kids, you can see these old train tracks right here. They used to come out of the North Chicago Lumber Company after picking up lumber, roll on out of here down these tracks. As you can see, they slowly disappear into the weeds. But it used to be connected to a main line back in the day, and that train would get on there and head down to another business or to drop off its load. I say we go further and further to North Chicago to find more evidence. Let's go, kids. Woo! Kids, here's another example of some lost train tracks in North Chicago. If you look all the way down that way, these tracks cut all the way to 2500 Commonwealth Avenue. Back in the day, trains would pick up products, deliver products, and then head off down to the main line. But if you follow these, you can see they disappear into the trees. Going on back here. So kids, these tracks behind Jelly Valley, as you can see, they're not used anymore. They twist away and disappear into the trees. But I found something even better. Check this out. Come here. Right here, kids, look. There's another set of train tracks. And it looks like they're heading down that way right there. Let's go see where they go. So kids, right about here, the tracks disappear. But I know they're still here. They're going right here probably, because I know back in the day, trains would stop at these towers. More than likely, this was a giant water tower, and this water was for the engine of the locomotive. Now it could be a tower that took products out of a tanker or out of a freight car. Either way, the train stopped right here. So naturally, I would probably follow these tracks and keep going into the woods. Gone now. Relic of the past. All right, kids, we're back to where we started here on Commonwealth Avenue. Back in the early 1950s, there was this guy named Howard Odinius. He loved trains. He understood the importance of the railroad to North Chicago, and he started collecting train cars and passenger cars with his friends. The problem was he needed a place to display the trains. So he asked the owner of this business right here, which at the time was a North Chicago hardware foundry company, one of the largest employers in North Chicago, and the owner of the business said yes. And that was the start of the Illinois Railway Museum. Kids, you might be wondering, like, where's the museum now? But Mr. Offner did a little bit of an investigation, and I found it, and we're heading there. So we're gonna have to take a little road trip. You know what road trip means, don't you? Snacks. All right, I'm ready to look at some trains. All right, kids, I'm set. We're heading to this town called Union, Illinois. This is where they decided to move the Illinois Railway Museum because it was getting too popular. They're running out of space. The museum opened up in 1953, and they had to move it by 1964. So they started looking around for other towns, and they decided on Union. So we're heading there right now. It takes about an hour and a half, Get comfortable because we're cutting through all of Lake County. Enjoy the scenery. All right, kids, here we are, the Illinois Railway Museum in Union, Illinois. If you look around, you can see why they chose this spot. Look at all this open space. Plenty of space for their collection, which got bigger and bigger over the years. So let's go check it out. Oh man, kids, I don't know where to start. There's so much here. That's an original station sign right there. I'm gonna head this way and just start exploring. Kids, they even got old passenger trains. Check this thing out. And kids, with all this space, they were able to build these big barns and collect even more trains. Whoa! Kids, you know what this is? This is a giant snowplow. Whoa! Kids, I'm in an actual caboose right now. Whoa. It's like going back in time. Whoa, check this one out. The North Chicago Street Railroad. This is from 1859. It's so old it was pulled by horses. Pretty sweet. Whoa. Kids, check out this locomotive. Yeah, kids, this is a refrigerator freight car from 1950. These were filled with ice, and they would pack the meat in there so it wouldn't spoil. And kids, here's another example of the space they had here. And one of the reasons why they left North Chicago and came all the way out here to Union, because they didn't stop collecting trains. There's almost 500 pieces out here. So let's keep exploring. Yeah, kids, one of my favorite things about the Illinois Railway Museum is this train station. This train station was actually built in 1851 in the town of Marengo. They moved it here, took it apart, put it back together so we can explore it. Awesome. All right, kids, I hope you enjoyed that quick tour of this museum, the Illinois Railway Museum, the largest train museum in the United States. Maybe you can get out here with your family, explore around, climb on the trains. But just remember, as you're doing that, this museum actually started in your city of North Chicago. Yeah, a lot of history in North Chicago, kids. That's why I love this city. Men and women rolling up their sleeves. This city was built on work, factories, and trains. Heck, if this was the 1960s and I was getting off work, I would come down here to this corner tavern, this old corner tavern right here, get a beverage and an early dinner. Did you know that back in the day, there were dozens and dozens of taverns and restaurants like this on every corner? Sounds like another episode of North Chicago Discovered, Lost and Found. Well, till then, kids, keep exploring. North Chicago, respect. Hey kids! Bet you wonder why I'm standing in the middle of this parking lot in North Chicago. Did you know that right here, this was the location of the first Illinois Railway Museum?